Sarah, your eyes are closed. You feel yourself sitting down. There's something to your back, and you are almost curled up in a ball on the floor. There's sort of two sensations overwhelming you right now. One is an overwhelming pain in your left forearm. You feel harsh pain shooting up your arm, but then above that point in your forearm, you don't feel anything. And then you also hear the wailing siren of some sort of alarm going off. You open your eyes, you look around, you see that you're sitting in this gunmetal gray hallway. Sitting directly across from you is a woman in a black jumpsuit with her eyes closed. She has black dreadlocks, and you can see from among the dreadlocks, they're like tangled with wires running from the back of her spine to the back of her head. You see that running from her closed eyes, nose, and ears are just trails of dried blood. And you see several pinpricks in her chest that are also trailing blood. You also glance around. The walls around you are pocketed with bullet holes, including a couple large gashes that seem like a lot of bullets were spat at one place at once. You look to your left and you see that there is a wall that's slammed down, blocking the passage. The wall is a slightly shinier shade of metal, almost like it's normally not exposed in the same way that the rest of the wall is. You look to your right and you see there is a hexagonal shaped room. In the middle of the room is some sort of square technical console, but it's currently charred and smoke is drifting up from it. You see that the walls of that room are torn jagged with shrapnel, and that the remains of two mechanical turrets hang limply from the ceiling. You also see an arm sticking out from behind the terminal, wearing some sort of hard plastic armor. Next to you to your right, you see two standing figures. One of them is a woman wearing a black tank top who has black carbon fiber cybernetic arms. She's holding some sort of collapsible shotgun. Next to her, kneeled down on one knee, is a man with a leather jacket on. You see the back of the jacket has the letters XIII stenciled on it, and he's holding a large designated marksman rifle. They both seem to be looking down the hallway towards the blasted out room. Man's jacket seems like it's been sort of torn up a little bit.
Sarah looks down at her left eye.
Give me a concentration check.
19.
Okay, you look down and see something pretty shocking, but hold it together. You see that your left forearm has been essentially shorn off. Your hand is still, this is pretty gruesome. Your hand is still partially attached, but it seems like it's mostly just sort of skin and a few tendons holding it on, but the bone has been shorn off.
Takes a deep breath. What is going on? I don't get this. What the fuck is going on?
The two figures, I'm going to roll to see how their ears are doing. The woman looks at you and says, well, situation's fucked.
Clarify, please. What do you mean?
She points to the dead woman on the floor and says, they got our net runner and the wall's down. So assuming that those were the cells back there, we defined some way to get through that biometric scanner, some way to open this door back up, get the package and get out.
Okay. Well, I hate to break it, but I don't get who you are, what we're doing, and why I'm here.
She looks at you kind of quizzically, and then the man sort of rises from the knee, lowers the gun, turns to look at you and says, fuck. So you weren't kidding about that then?
About just
about in the planning phase last night when you said you were potentially going to lose your memory?
That could be me. Honestly, I don't know. So that sounds right. if I had to wager.
The man says, well,
look,
we don't have a ton of time.
I know. I get that, but do you have anything that could help with my arm?
They look down at your arm, and the woman sort of wordlessly breathes, "Fuck."
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And she says, "Well, unfortunately, 11 there was the best at first aid, but I can give it a shot. I mean, I don't."
Well, what about I'm assuming. Okay, so you said 11. So the guy over there's probably what 13. Like numbers on his back kind of give it away. Got it. Cool. Are both of you like equally as bad? I'm sorry, but I'm freaking out right now. I don't know where I am and what's going on. And
As you're sort of freaking out, do you want to give me your first luck check?
15.
Cool, you pass. They look at each other, and the man says, "I think we're both equally bad at this, but 12 is probably better in close quarters like this, so maybe I'll try and patch you up while she watches that room. We just gotta hope no one comes out. We already got 3 of them, but we don't know how many are over there."
Do you want to give me a gun or something like that? I don't know. Do I have a gun? I could like at least aim towards that room.
Yeah, so you sort of take inventory of yourself beyond the shock of your hand. You see that you're wearing like workers style coveralls, like something a plumber or electrician would wear. But then over them, you're wearing a leather jacket with spiked shoulders, although the arms of both of those have been sort of shorn off on one side. You also see that there are at least a couple bullet holes through your leather jacket. Mechanically, your armor is a +5 armor, not a +11 armor. You also wince as you look down and feel this overwhelming rush of pain. You are at 6 HP, not 30.
Oh.
Still on your hip is your trusty pistol. You feel the heft of your agent in your pocket and the bulk of your sort of wad of cash in the other pocket, although it is not as large as you remember it being. You'll need to like take it out and look at it to see how much you have. Sitting on the ground next to you is an expensive looking assault rifle.
I'm not so sure how good I'll be with like one arm and an assault rifle, but if you patch me up 12 or 11, 13, whatever, I can't keep any of you straight, even though you have numbers on your back. I could try using this assault rifle on the ground here, and if you can patch me up, I can try and sort of maybe protect us.
They nod. You do find one other thing, some sort of key card strapped to your belt. I'm going to roll a first aid check for 13. He did not roll well. He takes a look at the arm and says, "I think it's just got to go."
Imagine you're in my shoes and you've woken up without understanding what the hell is going on, and someone just asks or just says you got to lose your arm.
Oh, are we in therapy time now?
Yeah, we are, because I need some freaking therapy because this is traumatic as hell.
Okay, group time. Imagine you're in my shoes. One person on your team is dead. One person blacks out in some little weird amnesia bender and tries to go off on some whole therapy rant, while more Biotechnica guards could be storming down the hallway at any minute.
Well, do you at least have something to cauterize the wound? If you're going to cut off my arm, I don't want it to just bleed out.
He sort of fumbles around and he pulls out a lighter, like an engraved Bic lighter.
Jesus Lord, that's it.
He also is wearing a katana on his back.
Do you have like a... God. Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. Or I can... Do you have like a jacket or something I could just tie around? Or you could tie around my arm, just something to like maybe at least hold it in place, a sling of some sort. So maybe if you get to a ripper dock, you can...
You just want to carry half your arm like sort of with you?
Well, yeah, if half an arm could become a full arm.
I mean, I don't have anything.
You don't have like, you can't just give me your jacket that says 13. I don't think anybody else needs to know that you're number 13.
The jacket has armor in it, and unlike yours, mine is not full of bullet holes. I'd like to keep it that way.
What about 11? They're not using it anymore. I mean, I hate to be freaking blunt, but we're talking about chopping off my arm.
He shrugs and says, "Sure, I suppose. 11 is wearing like a jumpsuit. Over the jumpsuit, she's wearing a set of coveralls. The top bit of the coveralls has been unzipped and tied around her waist so that she can access the keyboards that are built into the sides of her jumpsuit. If you give me a basic tech roll, I'll let you try and craft a like rudimentary sling. It won't be super hard because you're not trying to do anything particularly complicated.
That one is a crit failure, and only a 1.
Okay, yeah, you fashion like a little sling. Can you give me another concentration check as you undertake your grim work?
13.
You're mostly holding it together, but this is getting pretty grim.
Yeah, it's not a bright day. Okay, at least can you help me to my feet?
So first, 13 cauterizes your wound with a lighter. He's not particularly good at this, so he singes you a little bit more than necessary, and you let out an involuntary yelp of pain. He then reaches down an arm and lifts you to your feet. Your wound is cauterized, at least. Mechanically, you have not received effective first aid yet.
I guess I wouldn't be able to know if actually chopping off the arm would be an actual first aid move. Probably not. It seems like it's, I don't know. I wouldn't think it's a first aid move.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? You are, because that's how this works. But
so he does this, and you do not hear any motion coming to your right. 12 is still standing there with her shotgun raised, but otherwise the smoke and dust is settling to the ground in that hexagonal room.
All right, so she basically is like, okay, like, I don't know if I can one-handed do an assault rifle right now. Do we have any sort of like pistol or something like that?
You have a pistol on your belt.
Okay.
Because, yeah, you definitely cannot, like, one-handed Rambo this assault rifle right now.
So, get me up to speed, just, like, a few sentences. Where are we going? Like, I know we need to, like, get the package and get out. But, like, can we go forward in that room or no?
He says, well, blast door came down behind us. Looks like blast door came down in the tunnel on the other side of that room, too. We need to find some way to get those doors open, biometric scanner open the, looked like cell doors back there, get the package out, and then either make our way down to floor 1 or up to the roof. We're about halfway in between.
And I know this is stupid, but remind me what we're doing, why we're doing this.
Because boss said so.
Who's boss? You realize I am amnesic, or I don't remember anything right now.
My boss. I mean, you're boss too now, Mr. Tetsuo. Project Kuomori went south, and this is the cleanup.
So many things. All right, fine, let's do it.
Do you guys head into the hexagonal room?
Yeah.
Okay. Inside the room, you see that smoking terminal and the 2 blasted turrets hanging from the ceiling. You find the shredded corpses of 3 corporate security troopers. They have a logo on their chest that is a circle. It looks like a snaking plant stem up the middle, and then there's 2 leaves on one side and 1 leaf on the other side. You look behind you, you see that behind you there's that hallway leading to the closed blast door. Your hallway is like shredded with bullet holes. In front of you is another hallway straight ahead, similarly blocked by a blast door. To your right, another hallway blocked by a blast door. And to your left are 3 like doors off the hexagon. So imagining on a compass, 1 west, 1 northwest, 1 southwest.
It looks like we're blocked in here, but is there like a terminal or anything that we can use, or a way to like, I know they got 11, but
there is a terminal in the center of the room. It looks like it's been heavily damaged by some sort of explosion, but you can try and access it with a basic tech roll.
9.
You take a look and see that the terminal, the screen is sort of flickering. You see that same logo pops up on the screen as though it's going through a boot sequence, and then it flashes to black and then starts redoing the boot sequence over and over. You see a large hole has been blown in the side, and there's sparking wires.
I don't think we're getting anywhere with these blast doors. I'm also very worried about those doors down on the west side over here. What do you guys think? Do we have any way to get through these blast doors? Do we have like some sort of melting tool? Do we have any way to cut our way through?
give me an education check. So this is representing when the Sarah that was planning this heist was originally planning it. I had them skip through a lot of the precise details because that's boring to listen to. And I told them that I will let them later do checks to see if they would have thought ahead to do this. So this is representing did past Sarah think to do something to get through a wall.
She got a 16.
12 pulls out a small plasma cutter that she had stored in the pockets of the coverall pants that she's wearing. And she says, we've got this, but I don't know if it's going to go through those blast doors. It might only do those ones over here on the left. And we only have enough charge for probably 2 doors.
We got to take our look, I guess. If we don't think it's going to get through the blast doors at all, no real sense in wasting it on those. But all right, I don't know why you want me to call all the shots. I'm the one who can't remember what we're doing here and where anything is.
Because you're the main character of the story, and it's more fun if there's player agents.
No, that's not true. 13. Do we have like a map of this place? Do we know where we're going?
He's gonna roll a cyber tech check to see something. He says, well, 11 had downloaded one. She had it in that palm scanner thing. Let me see if I can get it working.
Yeah.
He goes back over to 11's body and pulls the glove off of her right hand. And you see that the glove has a circular ring in the center of the palm. And 13 sort of futzes with it for a second. And it, for a moment, like flickers and a blue holographic projection of an office tower appears. And then it flashes back out. And he says, you think you can get it working?
Give me a try. I'll take it.
Give me a cyber tech roll. He rolled a 2, and he's not good at this.
I got a 9 again.
9 total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you managed to get it like on to the point where it's showing the entire building, but you can't manage to get it to like zoom in or reflect anything else. So it shows this large skyscraper. It shows an office, or it shows a helipad on top of it, and it shows an underground parking garage below it.
Are there any like vents or anything that would be able to like go through?
It is not zoomed in enough for you to be able to tell that.
No, sorry, not on the map. She puts the glove down. She says, I can't really get much more out. I'm assuming we gotta go up, right? So
we're on the right floor.
We're on the right floor? Oh.
The package should be one of those cells back there. On the other side of the door.
The small doors or the blast doors. That's what I'm like not sure of. I don't know where anything is right now.
12 says, let me give it a try with this stupid gauntlet thing. She like picks it up, futzes with it for a second, smacks it hard on this console. The image like flickers and then becomes slightly blurrier, but does not zoom in at all. She says, fuck.
Yeah, we're not making any headway here.
Package is that way, and she points back the way you came towards 11's body. But we need to find a way to open these storm doors.
Yeah, I can't get that terminal to work. We can't get that map to work. Do you think that 11 has any sort of like tech that we could use to possibly try and hack in?
She shakes her head and says, unless you want to start stealing neural implants and learn how to net run real fast.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
I think we ought to just use this. And she holds up the torch and says, look, if you're not going to pick, I will.
We're going to do it. Let's just do the southwest door.
Okay. 13 walks over, turns on this little plasma torch, and cuts a hole in the door, which falls to the ground. And she quickly like steps back, peeks around the corner to make sure there's no one waiting to ambush you inside. She yells back, clear. And this door is now effectively open for you.
We venture through.
You look inside, and you see that you are in a room full of different racks and shelves. It looks like it's some sort of armory. You see that there are guns lining the wall. There's sets of body armor in, like, cases. Give me a perception check.
12.
Remember, you're at a -3 to all checks. Have you been doing that?
Oh, no, I haven't. Sorry.
Cool.
Ooh, I probably failed like everything. So a 9. It's been pretty bad then, because I wouldn't have even gotten the sling okay, because that would have been like a 0.
No, you're good. I'm sure that'll never come back to hurt you.
Yeah.
You don't spot anything super useful, And then 12 calls out from like towards the back of the room, I see some first aid kits over here. And she goes and opens up some cases on the wall, and she tosses a bottle of pills towards you.
Woohoo! All right.
Give me a dex roll to try and catch it.
Oh, sure.
Like I said, it's an athletics roll
13.
with the -3.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you catch it in your one good hand. It is a pill bottle.
Can I read what kind of like pill bottle? It could be anything, right? I'm assuming it's like a anti-pain med. But
It has some very long, complicated medical name on the front, like a generic where they don't have some fun name for it. But you can give me an education check to recognize what this does.
yeah, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna just pop some pills. I don't know. 14.
You recognize this drug because you have sold this drug before, not under this name, but under its street name, where it goes by Rage. This is a synthetic drug that essentially is a pain, and it's just a very strong painkiller, but it's a painkiller sort of in the same way that like PCP is, where it takes away that mental inhibition of where you won't hurt yourself. It's also highly addictive.
Sure. I'm trying to figure out if she would know how to dose herself. I guess if she's selling it, she kind of knows like what's the right amount.
Yeah, I mean, you are rough, so like what the right amount is for you might not be the same as someone taking it recreationally.
Sure. So she takes more. I don't know in pill form. So what would normally the amount of pills, like 2 for someone or 1 for someone?
Yeah, why don't you give me a first aid roll? Because you're trying to give yourself first aid.
And I don't have that as a skill.
No, you don't. It's based on tech.
So I got a 9.
I mean, half the bottle should be good.
All right. She opens.
A 10 is what most small children know to do. So you've done worse than small child, and small children are told to keep away from drugs because they will overdose. So
Yeah, but they also said other drugs are bad, but that's just because the man wants you to not do them.
Yep, I'm gonna roll to see how many you took.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wind up taking 5 pills. Go ahead and give me a luck roll, first of all.
Ooh. 16.
Okay, you pass that time. You need a 12 next time. Give me a concentration check now as you take all these pills.
16.
16. You're good at that.
I'm really good at taking pills. She says to 12.
She says to no one.
She says to 12 and 13, bragging a little.
You feel great. You feel almost as though you've gained 23 temporary HP.
Yeah. So I would have 23 temp, 6 normal, so I would roll as if I had 29.
Effectively, yeah.
Gotcha. So no more -3, she says internally.
And you can keep the rest of the bottle with you if you just want to keep your newfound painkiller habit.
Yep, she does. She also looks around the room to see if there's any armor that she could possibly put on instead of her bullet-ridden jacket.
Yes, you guys collectively, they rolled quite well on their searches, even though you rolled poorly. And they are also invested in you not dying because it means them not dying. So
that's right.
Give me one more perception check, though.
Crit success. So 26.
26.
I see it all.
As you all are changing into new sets of corporate armor, it has the same logo on the front. This is effectively plus 15 armor. And I assume you leave your jacket behind, your leather jacket?
She tucks it away somewhere so someone can't just like walk up and see the jacket.
Sure. I mean, basically, if they've made it to this room without noticing that something gone wrong, that jacket, that'll be the thing that tips them off.
Who knows?
As you take off the jacket and fold it up to put it away, you see it has a cool design on the back of a cyber arm crossed with a rifle. It looks hand embroidered, but you slide it down under a shelf. You have no idea where you got this jacket.
If it's handmade, it sounds like it's something I want to keep. And can she stuff it into the left arm of the suit?
It's just going to be like a nice pain pocket. You just hold things and also bleed on them at all times.
Hey, you can bleed on things you love.
I'm gonna roll something for that idea. You put the coat inside and immediately feel this incredible jolt of pain. It's like, oh no, I shouldn't touch this arm.
No. I thought the painkillers would have taken care of this, but they didn't.
I mean, they do if you're not actively poking them with a jacket that has metal spikes on the shoulders.
I don't know. Oh, I didn't know there was metal. Oh, that's right. You did tell me. I don't remember everything. Yeah, no, we're gonna tuck that jacket away somewhere. It's unfortunate.
So with your crit success, the other two are also suiting up in this corporate stormtrooper armor. And you see that 13 slips something from inside his own leather jacket and slips it into a pouch, like a large pouch surreptitiously in this new armor.
What you got there, 13?
What?
You know.
I'm afraid I don't.
I sees what I sees.
I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about.
What did you put in the pouch?
He narrows his eyes and looks at you and says, contingency plan.
I don't like the sound of that. But hell, what can I do about it?
You're on top of the world.
So let's go.
You've got so much HP.
Like, yeah, I can't do nothing about that. No, we're like, that's fine. If you want to kill us all, that's cool. I mean, at this point, I'm already down an arm. Might as well, whatever it takes to find my boo.
I'm going to see the other two of them are also going to take one set of speed. One set of rage. You see that 12 is looking like worse for the wear. Definitely not like as bad as you, but she also has one of her arms is like leaking oil. Although now that's been covered up by this new set of armor. But
you look like you could use some pills, more pills.
They each seem to be content with one, but they have suited up. You also can grab some weapons in here. You spot that there are like racks of grenades and racks of different firearms. You are in the armory of a wealthy corporation.
She takes a few grenades. Is there any other like power plasma cutter tools?
A roll to see. There don't seem to be, no. So there are frag grenades, smoke, flashbang, and EMP. And you have room to carry 2.
EMP and a flash grenade.
You grab those, and you also could pick up a nicer pistol if you would like.
Yeah, she grabs a nice pistol.
Okay, this new pistol is still 3d6, but it's a +1 to hit. It's got like a laser scope on it.
Is there like extra ammo too, just in case?
Yeah, you can stock up on.
Yeah.
This is like.
She gets whatever the necessary amount would be.
No, you're good. My general rule has been I'm not tracking ammo. I'm not forcing people to track ammo, and I'm not forcing people to track like bullets per clip until it becomes like I've been in combat for 5 turns and fired a burst every turn.
Sure. Well, we don't have to worry about bursts now.
Are you carrying that fancy assault rifle that you had before? It does have like a shoulder sling.
Oh, it does. You didn't. No one told.
Assume that weapons have shoulder slings unless told otherwise.
I don't see a need for it because she's, well, there might come a situation where she had it. So, you know what? Yeah, she took it. It's extra weight, but like, in case that pistol does roll away or something, it'd always be good to have it. Even if I can't really Rambo it, I could try and Rambo it now that I have my drugs.
Okay.
Now that I have my drugs.
And the other two grab some fancy attachments to slide onto their own weapons, but are still carrying the ones they brought in.
Is there any other exit besides the one that we came in?
There is not. It seems like this is sort of a single storage room.
Okay, then I think it's like, all right, like we got our stuff, we got our good drugs, and let's get going. Let's find the package. Let's get out of here.
All right, you step back out into the hexagonal room. There's still the 2 doors that you haven't sliced through, and then the 3 hallways, each with their own closed storm door.
Then we go through the middle door.
Middle door?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So 12 has the plasma torch out. She's going around, and it starts sort of sputtering as though it's running out of fuel about halfway through. She's able to make it to the top and just finish slicing through, and then as she's holding it up to turn it off, it turns off on its own out of fuel. So the door is, you're going to need to like push on it to give it that last like thing to fall through, but it seems like it's been sliced through.
Yeah. 13, we got to do this like, well, I guess if they know we're here, so causing more noise probably ain't going to be too bad. You want to help me out with this door? I'll stand back.
So you're going to stand back and
12
do
and
what?
I can. 12 and I will stand back and get ready to shoot in case there's something on that other side of that door. 13 go up there, knock it down.
Okay, so the two of you level your firearms at the door. You're just standing there with like your pistol up.
Just shield it sideways, all cool.
Okay, and you're both are just sort of like standing in the open, like just aimed at the door.
I don't like how you phrase that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think out in the open. I think they find a way that's kind of like closer to like maybe around the corner of like one of them.
Okay, so you're gonna like SWAT style stack up on the door for you to spin around?
Yeah.
Okay, so 13 pushes the door, it creaks for a second and then falls forward inward. And then go ahead and roll initiative for me.
8. I feel like we should get a surprise attack. We knew they were there the whole.
They knew you were here, bud.
Yeah, but they didn't come for us.
You don't know what just happened immediately before your turn. It makes a lot of sense that they're not coming out.
Sure.
Okay, so 13 pushes the door down, and as soon as he does, a shout comes from inside, and a shot immediately rings out. You hear the blast of a roaring shotgun. This guy is going to get a 12, which misses. So this blast goes wide. It must have flown past 13's head, and then you see a hole from buckshot just ripped in the back wall. He immediately runs back, ducks behind that blasted out console in the center of the room for cover, goes prone and pulls out his rifle, and he's going to aim into the room to take a shot. He's going to hit. You hear like the sound of this rifle go off. You see that it has a silencer on the front end, and you hear a cry of pain from inside. You haven't like looked yet to see who all is in there. Next up is going to be 12. She's going to poke around the corner with her shotgun and fire off a blast. So she will hit, roll damage. She did not roll anywhere near as well. And then next up, 3 guards are going to take their turns.
Jesus, I rolled so bad.
I'm going to roll to see who they shoot at. If any of them, I will let you do this. If any of them decides to shoot at you, you can spend 2 luck points to force me to redirect it to one of your allies. You don't get to pick which one. Okay. One of them is going to take a shot at you. You're in cover, so you get a +4 to like the difficulty to hit you.
And I have fancy pants armor now. So.
And you have fancy pants armor now. These guys, on the other hand, some of them have assault rifles, and they are at very close range. They're going to fire a burst. A burst with an assault rifle needs a 12. So you need a 16 to hit you. And they got exactly a 16. So they are going to hit.
Cool.
They hit you once. You take 1 damage through your armor. Your new armor is down to 14. So you're hiding back behind this door, and you feel like you are completely still in cover, and then 1 bullet just runs through the steel of the wall and still hits you in the shoulder, which doesn't feel great. Go ahead and give me another luck check for the surprise of your ambush not going well and for still getting hit.
You said people made it to like 15 with their luck. I did not make it to 15, so I got a 9.
Okay, that's your first strike. 2 more strikes and you're out. So I'm going to roll the other 2. Both these are going to go wide. And then that comes to you.
12 is across like the way.
Yep, 12 is like the other side of the SWAT door thing.
Right. She basically just says, close your eyes. And she tosses the flashbang.
Awesome. You don't need to do a roll for that, but it will take your turn. So you toss the flashbang in, you duck back, you hear for a second later the noise of the flashbang going off, and I'm going to roll a perception check for 13 to see if you saw that you were going to do this.
Good plan. I didn't think she wanted to shout it out.
No, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that he might not get it, but he did. He got a 16. These other guards, I don't think are so lucky. Yeah. Okay, I'll go back to the top of the order. Go ahead and roll initiative for me.
That's a much better one. 15. Also, did I took 1 damage, right?
It
My
comes
armor-
off of your 6 real hit points.
Oh.
That's the thing you would have known if you had rolled better on your education check. So first up in the order will be 13, then you, then the guards, then 12, because 12 crit failed. So 13 is going to line up and take another shot. He's just going to try and finish off the one he hit before. And he definitely does. You hear a... Oh, also, when you poked your head around, like, to look into the room to throw the flashbang, you got a quick glimpse of what was inside. It looked like there were a number of tables inside. It looked like it was some sort of break room. Like, there were tables and chairs
They're
around.
all on their break. They only get 15 minutes. It's a corporation.
Tables had been pushed up onto their sides as makeshift cover, and the chairs behind them had been made into barricades, like, all pointed at the door. So it seemed like they were ready for someone to try and breach the room. And next up is you.
She's gonna try and take a pistol shot in there.
Okay, you peek around the corner. Now you see that there is one guard splayed back, hole in their forehead on the ground behind the tables. There are 3 other guards.
They're covered, but they're also kind of dazed, right? So they might have set
So they're going to
themselves
be, they're like trained security, so they know how to react to flashbangs. Mechanically, they are going to be, for the next turn, they're going to be at a significant disadvantage of trying to hit you guys.
Got it. So she takes aim and tries to fire.
All right, roll a marksmanship check. You have a heavy pistol shooting at someone in cover at a close range, so you're trying to hit a 19.
I don't.
Okay, your shot just impacts the wood of the table, and shards of wood spray up into the air. With that, it'll be the guard's turn. They're going to try firing out. They're at a -6 because of the flashbang. So effectively, I've added 10 to the DCs of what they're trying to hit this time. One of them crits, which was the only way they were going to do it. So there's 2 of them left. Or sorry, there's 3 of them left. It's 1 with a shotgun, 2 with assault rifles. The 2 with the assault rifles spray, and their shots just go like arcing around the door, but are not even remotely close to hitting you guys. They're clearly blinded by this flashbang. But the one with the shotgun seems to be leveling it pretty directly at you. Like maybe it's just dumb luck. Do you want to burn luck, or do you want to take the hit?
Burn luck, then.
Okay. So you're down to 5 luck, and I'm going to roll. Odds is 13, even is 12. A shot launches out towards 13. It just pings right off the armored helmet that he's now wearing. It was exactly 15 damage for his fancy new 15 armor. And then last is 12, who is going to drop her shotgun and sprint around the corner. And you see as she does, the tips of her fingers on her cybernetic hands extend into razor-sharp claws. She runs straight at the guy with the shotgun, the one who seemed the most competent this time. So she's going to roll. So she gets a 13, and Defender gets a 13. Tie goes to Defender, so she'll go again. She's going to hit, and Rippers do 2d6 damage. That's 7. Ignore half armor rounded up. This guy will take 4 damage. So you see her run up to this guy and take 2 big slashes with her claws towards him. The guard dodges out of the way of the first slash, but the second one gets the guard across the chest and leaves 4 deep gouges. The guard looks like they're still relatively healthy. Okay, and then back to initiative order, and this is cumbersome, so I'm not going to make us re-roll it.
That's yeah, roll a lot more dice than I did, so.
Yes. Well, normally a party of 3 would have 3 players, but I'm kind of running 2 extra player characters right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to roll. I'm going to simplify a little bit of this stuff on my end. 13's gun does that, lets forth another blast, and another guard topples back dead. There are now only 2 guards left, and you are up.
I am of no use, it seems like. So she's gonna try and take out another, maybe the one with the shotgun, because he sounds like he's not well. I guess I would be shooting into like close combat, so that's probably not the best.
It would give you a negative to hit.
Yeah, then I'm going to.
But he is out of cover, so the two would kind of offset each other.
But do I run the risk of hitting 12?
Only if you crit failed.
Okay, then I think I'm going to shoot the one that's out of cover.
Okay, so give me a attack roll at a -3 for shooting into combat. So your target is an 18.
Okay. Nope.
Okay, your shot goes wide. The 2 guards that are left, one of them is going to turn and try and blast 12 at real close range. So 15, so going to hit with 2 bullets. You see both of these bullets strike 12 in the center of the chest and dig holes through the plastic of her armor. She stands firm, looking relatively uninjured. She's now at 32 health. And then the other one is in melee combat with her. They are going to try and break away back away from her. They're going to spend their turn trying to run and get back behind cover. And then she is going to chase this person down. She takes her claws and does another 2 huge slashes. This time the first one hits and the second one misses. The guard shrieks in pain. You hear it modulated through the guard's helmet, but they are able to continue running away. Back to 13. Misses for once, and you.
I'm trying to think, are we in an area where there's one light above us? Could I or is it kind of lit everywhere?
Give me a perception check to see if you can find where the light sources are.
12.
You see that there's a couple different light fixtures or different sources of light in the room. It's sort of 2 big overhead, those flat fluorescent lamps.
I think she wants to shoot one of them because her shots are not doing well in there, but it would actually probably make it harder for them to shoot us.
Sure. So this will just be a 15 to hit then.
Okay. I am not a marksman today, so nope.
Nope. Your bullet ricochets off the ceiling and pings into a
13
corner.
looks at me like, hi.
Yeah, he missed a shot for once. Okay. Next are the guards. The remaining 2 of them. One's going to shoot at 13. You see all 3 bullets from the burst fired by this guard's assault rifle impact on the pauldrons of 13's armor as he's laying there prone. 14, that's all blocked by armor.
Nice.
10, all blocked by armor. 17, 3 gets through. You can tell from just the raggedness of his breathing that 13 is somewhat injured, but 12, he's not on his last legs or anything like that. He's certainly got some fight left in him. All right. And then the shotgun one is going to shoot and is going to miss. Blast roars and again goes wide. Next is 13, who continues to slash at this guard with her rippers. She's clearly making progress in taking them down, but is not able to do so yet. 13 lines up another extra shot and crit fails again, so it's back to you.
She just tries to shoot in there again because the light idea was nice, but 12's in combat, so it's kind of she's going to try and take out one of the ones that's not, or I guess the other one that's not in the combat. So just
sure.
The -4, because at this point, so 9 plus 7, 16 is what I got.
16 will miss because you're shooting into combat.
No, I was shooting the...
Are you shooting the light?
No, I was shooting the one behind...
The one in cover?
Cover.
It misses to a slightly larger degree.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think these guards are going to... You see one of them starts reaching up and touches something on their neck and then is retreating deeper towards the back of the room, continue to try and run. And the other one who's fighting against 12, you see them reaching towards their belt, they're trying to get something down there. You'll have to give me perception checks to find out more.
16.
You see that it looks like the one who's running away activated some sort of comms device, they're trying to call to someone. And the one reaching towards their belt, you see that on their belts, they've got various equipment. It wouldn't be too far a guess that it might be some sort of grenade or something.
She yells at 12, basically, grenade! Get out of there!
12 is going to make a perception check to see how well she hears you. She hears you quite well, and she springs back. She springs back almost inhumanly far, as though her jumping has been boosted by some sort of cybernetic implant.
Andra.
And she flies back past you out the door. Do you also, take cover?
Well, yeah, she's kind of peeked around the corner to see that stuff.
Okay, you're just still, staying. You've been kind of swat up this whole time.
She has one arm in a sling and a pistol. That's pretty much all she can do.
Smart. It's a smart move.
Yeah, also 5 health, which is not.
Yeah. So you duck around the corner. You're waiting to hear this explosion, and then no explosion happens. It seems like it may have been a ruse.
Oh no, 13, take a shot.
13 sees the ruse. It was already far enough away, and
I thought 13 would have been just still lining up, even if they sent off a grenade.
Another, and you hear a thud hit the ground from inside the room.
And so the one with the comms was kind of backing away, and that was the only other guard?
Yep, that's the only one you saw.
Okay. She calls out, how does it feel to be expendable? All right, 12, 13, we gotta book it. They're calling out for backup or something. We gotta get in there. We gotta get the package, and we gotta get out.
12 looks at it, get out where to? We still haven't found a way to open those storm doors.
We'll find a way, but you know what? We gotta get the package.
Again, the package is past the storm doors.
Right, but I imagine, this building, we saw it, right? It's probably more of a rectangular shape. There's probably more than one entrance than just behind the blast doors.
The only ways in and out of this room, or the hexagonal room, are the 3 doors to the west and the 3 ways sealed with blast doors.
Right, but where did the other guard go?
He's still in the room.
Oh, I thought he
was backing into a corner, but he didn't there's no way out.
Oh, I thought there was a way out. That's my bad. Well, let's break this guy's arms and find out a way to get through that blast door.
The others nod, and you advance on this guard inside the room to try and interrogate them. Go ahead and give me an interrogation check, which is a skill you don't have. But I will give you a +2 on this check because you just murdered all the other members of this guy's squad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess just our sniper did. I did nothing besides the flashbang. That helped, I guess. I'll say I helped. So,
well, you're not the only Sarah that's been here.
Sure. So, 13.
This guard looks fairly... Well, they're wearing a helmet, but they are not, quivering or anything as you approach. They are silent.
Point blank range, she shoots off his left arm.
Okay, you shoot him in the left arm. Give me a marksmanship check just to see, how accurately you get the shot. You're not going to miss him, but we'll see where you actually hit. Crit fail. Okay,
yes.
Well, roll a second time. We'll see how badly it went.
I got a 10 for the second die.
You raise your gun to shoot this guy in the arm and blast him straight in the head. He falls back into the wall and slides onto the ground dead.
Every damn time.
Give me another luck check.
Someone. That's a failure. That's 2 strikes.
All right, 2 strikes.
This has been a bad combat. Okay, so when I fail a luck roll, does that make the total number go up?
It increases either way every time. So
okay,
so 14 is your next target.
14. Nice.
So you need to roll a 9 or better.
I need to know around a 9 or 10. So next time anything triggers me, I am done.
Just don't do things that are traumatizing or don't fuck up. It'll be really easy, I'm sure.
Yeah, because this has not been a traumatizing event since she woke up.
So you now have this dead guard on the ground.
Well, that ain't 12, 13. I'm sorry. That didn't go as planned.
They're glaring at you. They really...
Look, y'all weren't scary enough. I think that's the big issue. That's what we can take away from this. So let's not argue too much about why you guys failed, but let's move on. I want to search the guard to see if there's any, thing that they have that would be of use for us.
Yeah. Give me just this guard or all the guards in the room?
I guess all the guards in the room.
Okay.
Unless that takes too long. Like I'm assuming it's a pretty quick check.
Yeah, if you want to take more time, you can. Like you'll get more information if you take longer.
Right, but then we don't know what else is on the other side of these storm doors. We probably gotta book it if there's a lot more
True.
people. So let's do a normal search.
Okay, and I'm going to roll for the other two as well. Let me know when you
Perception, I
get.
assume?
Yep.
14.
Okay, so they did slightly better than you, but you all did decent on searching these bodies. You go through, you see that they're wearing this stormtrooper armor. You find a couple just like wallets that have a little bit of cash. You do find 10 euro that you
She
raid
stuffs
from
it in
random
her
wallets.
pocket.
Okay,
Yeah.
you add it to your
Slightly
stash of cash. You find that each of them has a card similar to the card that's hanging off your waist. It looks like it's some sort of ID card. And on a deeper search, they all seem to have had some amount of augments on them. They look like they were fairly well funded. You see that the ID cards that they're carrying say Biotechnica on them.
And mine does as well.
Yes.
Is mine a picture of me? Is actually me? Or
Nope.
okay.
There are no pictures on them.
Are the helmets that they've been wearing like opaque? I'm just wondering if they can see into the helmet and know.
You could take it off and see what they look like.
Like you can't see the person's face through the helmet.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, because otherwise there's no way to get, like, I was thinking like, and I'm assuming also our 3 team members here are all wearing the helmets, right? You mentioned at least that 13 has it.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of how else we're gonna get in and out of this situation. So she grabs the key cards or whatever, and switches out the one that she had on her.
Okay. You each grab unique new key cards.
And then I think we go back into the octagon.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, she goes back into the tech room, grabs a frag grenade.
Okay, you now have a frag grenade.
And then she says, I think I have one more idea. And she first listens to try and like hear through any of these like metal doors, especially the one that we know where 11 was, or the blast door.
The one that you presumably came from?
Or the one where we know the package is behind, right?
That's the same door.
Sure. Okay. Then I guess I didn't realize that we would. Either way, she tries to listen, and she has like ability to hear better. It says on her.
Yes,
sheet.
You do get a +1 to perception checks with hearing.
So she's gonna try and see if she can hear anybody beyond that door.
Yeah, compass rose-wise as far as doors, right? There's storm door to the south. That's the one with 11 and the way the package is.
Right.
Storm door to the east. Storm door to the north. And then to the west, there's the middle door that you opened, that was the break room. The southwest door that you opened was the armory, and then the northwest door that you haven't opened.
Right.
So you're going to the south storm door and trying to listen. Give me a perception check.
17.
You don't hear anything substantial past the door.
Okay.
Either you didn't roll high enough, or there's not like a force about to batter down the door and come get you.
Got it. So that limited knowledge, she suggests the 12 and 13. She says, I got one of these EMPs, and I'm wondering if we can like deactivate the blast doors if we just set it off and, shut down the security system.
13 says, well, the system, like the door's already closed, right? An EMP just shuts off the system. But
right.
why would they default to popping open?
We don't know if they only get triggered by, I guess I don't know if they would only get triggered by whether or not they have power to them.
Well, they're a big steel door either way, right?
Right, but I don't know. I feel like unless there's something powering them to like stay closed, I would actually think the default would be open, but then I don't know, maybe you've dealt with more. I can't remember a thing right now. So maybe you've dealt with a lot more storm doors.
We've got a whole armory of grenades. There's no reason not to give it a shot, I guess.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
Okay, you go over to the door, you set down the grenade, you
I was thinking in the octagonal room, like where the system was.
Okay, sure. And then where do you go once you like place it?
We'd go inside probably the break room.
Okay, so you guys set this EMP, you run back behind the cover of these desks in the break room. Give me a luck check. This doesn't count towards your total. I just want to see how lucky you are about something.
14.
For a quick moment, you're like blind and deaf. And then your cybernetics were back on and you're able to see and hear again. But
We go back
12,
and check. Oh,
who
no.
crit failed her luck check,
No.
you see that her arms are like hanging limply at her sides. And she says, I mean, I'm going to need time to reboot.
You could have suggested that would have been bad for you. Just saying.
Well, looks like it wasn't great for you either.
Hey, I'm doing fine. I can see just peachy.
So, okay, let's go out and check on it, I guess.
Yeah, see?
You walk out and you see that the doors have like popped open a little bit.
Are they like sealing the ground? Or are they like...
They are two sides and seal in the middle. And you see it like a crease has opened in the middle that's like an inch wide.
Okay.
So it seems like whatever like kept them pressed together has been disabled.
Maybe we can... Well, now we can try and find maybe a way to pry them open. Or we could use like another grenade, not an EMP, but like a frag or something to like bust open that door.
12 says, I mean, let me get out of the way first.
Yeah. And this time it's not a electromagnetic pulse, so maybe you'll have a little bit of time, 12, to recover.
Well, I'm also vulnerable to flying metal shrapnel.
I think we all are. But I'm going to try, unless... Did we see anything in the armory, I guess, that is good for opening doors? I doubt
Like
there
a
would be
crowbar or something?
Right.
You can duck in there and give me one last, like, very targeted perception check.
I'm thinking that or like a wedge, something that you can like stick into the door and then you can... Perception, I got a 19.
You look through and you do actually see that there's like some crowbars and stuff.
Cool.
Just like some general supplies.
Well, I think 13, you and I, instead of worrying about that frag grenade, let's try and pry these doors open. 12, since you got no arms right now, I guess stand back and...
13 says, so we're going to pry this door open with our collective 3 arms?
Yeah, I mean, that's as good as I got.
Okay, so alternatively, why don't we try and pry open the much smaller door that maybe has a way to get the bigger doors open behind it?
You're suggesting something, and I don't...
I just figure that if we're trying to lift a door and have very limited access to arms, we should maybe go for the door that's easier to open.
I guess I wouldn't understand why that little door would have tech behind it to open up other doors, but all right, sure, let's do it. We probably took down whatever guards. I hope there's not more guards behind it. I don't know what's in this room.
Go ahead and give me a body check.
13.
So 13 starts like pries the crowbar in the side of the sliding door, starts pushing. You start pulling with your one arm, and 12 like presses up behind his back, is just pushing with her legs.
There you go.
And
put your body into it. Use
the door slides open, and you all sort of tumble to the ground in front of the door because this was not a particularly graceful maneuver. As you do, you glance inside while falling and see 2 panicked-looking young people, a young man and a young woman, that are wearing like business casual. They both look a little bit nerdy.
Hi, hello. You don't happen to have any cybernetic implants, I'm assuming, because you look like you're alive and functioning right now. You know how to open these doors?
The woman draws out a pistol and points it toward you. Stay back.
No, we're not doing this right now. Look, we took care of the guys who came in here storming up something fierce. And look, if you needed some identification, we got it right here. But we're looking to get out of here, and everything's kind of blown to crap right now. We're good for fighting. We're not good for, tech stuff.
Give me a persuasion check, and you can have a +1 to this because you actually do have okay. You're getting a +2 for having the gear and the key cards, but you're getting a -1 for the ongoing massive explosions and soot-scarred room outside you.
Sure. 18.
The woman lowers the firearm and she says, You took care of him?
Yeah.
So why is the alarm still going off then?
Look, we're trying to just get out of here. There was some explosions, alarms are probably going to be tripped either way. Again, I told you, I'm not a tech person. I just fight the fight.
All right, I can unlock the door towards the elevator then. And you can go.
Can you just unlock them all for us?
Give me another persuasion check to specifically get them to do what you want.
Crit fail. So that's a 9.
She is starting to look at you more suspiciously now. She says, I heard a lot of gunshots out there. I think we need to open the door to the elevator so that the rest of security can come up. And then you hear of a radio on the desk they're standing behind turns on. This room is relatively small, but the side wall is lined with computer screens, and then the two of them are behind a desk and each have like several large monitors in front of them. You see on the screens that they have some cameras like pointed at, it's like feeds of security cameras from different areas. One shows the remains of the break room. One shows the armory. One shows the center octagon room. One shows a gunmetal gray hallway with 4 small doors, 2 on each side. Another one shows the same thing, but from a different angle. One shows a like lobby looking area. Instead of being these very utilitarian gray hallways, it's got tile and a few plants. It's nicely lit. And there's some sort of security checkpoint up there, although it's unmanned. And then the last one shows a rather nice looking office. It has a large desk and a big leather chair behind it. There's like a safe on the wall.
So you said the radio turned on? Is it?
The radio went and turned on, but nothing has been said yet.
I'll ask one more time.
Okay, give me one last persuasion check. This one's going to be flat because now you're asking repeatedly and things are looking a little fishy.
That's an 18.
She says, all right, Rob, can you unlock the doors and I'll get to work on filing the report? And the young man sort of pushes up his glasses and then types something on a computer, and you hear a whoosh. It's like the sound of doors sliding open.
Oh, that's what that noise was.
Immediately after that, over the radio, a staticky voice, did you open the secured area? And the guy says, yeah, a couple guards just came in here, directed us to open it. There are no live biometric readings from guards on that level. And the boy says, "What panicked?"
We take our pistols and we say, or she doesn't have her pistol out, I assume, anymore.
It's like sitting on the table in front of her, but she's not holding it.
Raises the pistol and say, just put the radio down. It's not going to help you now.
She does. I don't think you need to roll for this. What are you going to do?
I don't know what to do with these hostages. They're probably expendable to the corporation, as is the corporation's way. Seems like everything is.
Good guess.
What you're going to do for us, friends, is, my friend 12 over here is going to watch you and make sure you don't do anything fishy, but we're going to have you monitor and make sure that no other guards are going to get through here. And we're going to go get what we came for.
I'll have 12 do a persuasion check to keep them, but 13 nods and agrees with the plan.
Also, just as I wouldn't know necessarily, but how long would her arms need to reboot?
It's a good question. They don't seem to have rebooted yet. Okay, she's trying to stand intimidatingly. She has a shotgun strapped across her back, but obviously her arms are hanging limply. But it's a very intimidating limp arms. You get the sense that it's not it's particularly difficult to intimidate these folks.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like that.
But yeah, you and 13 step out back into this octagonal area. The storm doors are now open, and you can now see that to your right, there is a long hallway that seems to have some sort of passageway that goes to the left and otherwise goes towards a dead end. And at the very end, there are 4 doors.
Okay.
To your left, you see that hallway is open as well. It goes straight until it hits a wooden door. It's like a fancy mahogany wooden door. And then straight ahead, you see the doors open, the hallway goes straight, and then opens up into that large like lobby area that you saw. But now you're seeing from the other side, and you see elevator banks, which you see the doors start to slide open, and a whole platoon of guards steps out.
12, lock it down, she yells back.
And as this happens, the storm door going that way slides back closed.
There you go. So, 13, you know what this package is. I don't know what this package is. We don't have to go through this song and dance again. Do you know where it is from here?
He says, it's in one of the cells down this way. And he points down the hallway past 11's body. We tried them earlier, and the key card we had wasn't good enough. There wasn't sufficient. So now that you look down that hallway, you also see that there are 2 dead guards lying face first in the center of that hallway as well.
I assume that was us?
Yeah, that was mostly you.
Oh, good. I actually did something then, it seems like.
You were a much better shot about half an hour ago.
You know, look, I can't be everywhere at once. I can't be perfect all the time.
But he says there are biometric scanners on the doors, and we tried using one of those guards, and he gestures to the corpses on the ground down the hallway, and they didn't have high enough clearance. We needed someone with alpha level.
And what do all the guards have? Are they all just beta or something? Or
I have no idea. I know that guard didn't work.
Sure. Well, we could try ours that we got now, but I doubt that these, the expendables that we had taken care of, which, great shot, by the way. I assume their keys aren't going to work. So the only other real option I guess we have is that mahogany door. Did we try that one before?
No, I think it got blocked off by the storm door as soon as we came into that hexagon room. That guard ran around the corner and alerted everyone, and, well, that started up the turrets that blew off your arm.
That makes sense to me. Sometimes people don't remember things from trauma. Maybe it's that. Maybe block out the bad from that. Then let's try that mahogany door. Only one way to go.
Okay, you guys make your way over to the mahogany door, and it has a keypad next to it with a scanner.
We gotta give it a try.
You hold up one of the key cards. The panel flashes red for a second, and then turns green, and you hear a clicking noise.
Well, I'll be damned. All right, we don't know what's on the other side. Well, we saw kind of the video before. There's a leather chair turned around, and unless this is like the big bad who's just sitting there smoking a cigar and turns around, and it's just like, I thought you'd show up.
You've fallen right into my trap.
I knew it.
You've killed dozens of my soldiers.
But now you have to face the real chap. Yeah, I know. Well, you stand back this time because now I realize how good of a shot you are. So you're much better at a range than the one that's literally on the front lines. I will open this door.
He steps back and levels his gun towards the door. You open it and you see what I described inside. It's an office with a large wooden desk and a plush leather chair. There's shelves behind it and some sort of safe. There's wood paneling on the floor. There's a door off to the right-hand side that's closed. And there is a small box on top of the desk. Okay.
I want to is there like a check for traps kind of thing? Is that just perception?
It's perception.
That's a 13.
It doesn't seem like there's traps. Oh, there's also a nameplate on the desk, but you can get closer to read it.
She kind of gets a little closer to try and read the nameplate.
Okay, yeah, you look at it. The nameplate says Alina Marin, Biotechnica Security Head.
Sweet. Head of security. They've got to have some sort of card key in here that's going to be good for us. Unless they keep it with them, which why wouldn't they? And then there's nothing in this room for us. But I have an idea.
Well, 13 says it's a biometric scanner, right? So I don't know that a key card's going to help.
Oh, sure. So we would need the corpse of this person. Or I guess we could have them alive. I'm in a very aggressive mood right now. I'm going to go check that door because I want to make sure that we have all of our exits covered. So how about you come in here and you kind of like get my back while we try and figure out this door over here.
Yeah, he steps inside. You walk over to the other door and open it. You see that it is a... You want to open it or just... I was going
to listen in first, but...
Oh, sure. Give me a perception check. And this is +1 because it's hearing.
Right. So that's a 16.
You don't hear any noise from inside.
Okay, then they open the door.
It looks like it's a private bathroom.
Nice. Fancy toilet for the sons of bitches.
Yeah, they've even got like a shower in there.
That's life.
There's a like little trash can on the floor, and there's a towel like hanging over the side of the shower.
They're just rubbing it in. Ugh. All right. So nothing in here. I think we're good. My other thought is that safe. Can try and maybe pick it. Are you good at picking safes? I don't know.
He shakes his head. That's pretty far outside my wheelhouse.
Cool. So she's gonna try, I guess, approach the safe.
Yeah,
Try to
it's a real safe ass safe. Like it's got
the spinny dial.
The spinny dial. And yeah.
So because of that, she's gonna try and press her ear to it to hear if she can hear the clicks.
Okay. Yeah.
Turn the dial because she should hear that better.
I mean, I think that's probably perception again, right?
I would hope. 14.
You aren't able to really make out. This is a pretty nice safe, so whatever the tumblers are doing inside is not loud enough for you to get it.
Well, crap. Do we see anything else on like the shelves?
Yeah, in this room there's the large chair, there's the desk. On the desk is a small box. There's also a small trash can like next to the desk. There's the bookshelves, and those are full of different books. And as you turn and look the other way, you see that there is a like mounted elk's head on the opposite wall.
13, I'm running out of steam here. I don't really want to check the box because I feel like the box is bad. It's pretty obvious on the desk, but I'm not a big fan of it. We've already set off enough traps and had enough people shoot at us today, and I don't even know what happened before this, like half an hour ago.
I mean, the big executives I've known that want to kill people have tended to go for a slightly more firearms-based approach in terms of protecting their offices.
Yeah, they're not so much about small boxes on their desk. All right, let's try it. Let's try the box then.
Okay, you pop open the box. You see that inside there are 5 cigars. The spot for a 6th cigar is missing.
Check the trash.
In the trash, there is a half-smoked cigar.
So what kind of biometric scanner is this? Could it like get saliva from a used cigar?
13 shrugs and says, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Well, we're kind of running on fumes. I mean, I feel great, but that's just the pills talking. So let's try using it.
He nods, and you guys head back down the hallway. You walk back into the hexagonal room where you see that 12 is in there. Her arms have started working again, so she has the shotgun leveled at these 2 poor office drones.
Oh, I thought she was going to give us a big thumbs up from like, yeah, like it's working again. But I like that too.
You can keep going down to the cells if you want, or you can stop here.
No, let's go down to the cells.
Okay. Just you guys, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way down this hallway. You see that eventually you hit another like hallway to your left. At the end of that hallway, there's a door with like a red exit sign over it that also has a blue flashing light above the exit sign. And that little hallway also has 4 doors off it. 13 says, it's one of these 8 doors.
I wish we could narrow it down a little further, but let's try the furthest one to the left.
Sure. I'm going to roll just based on...
I mean, are they all just like nondescript doors? Like there's not really much...
They're all like identical
metal
doors.
So there's not really...
The first one slides open, and inside there is a...
The cigar worked.
Yes, you press the cigar up against the biometric panel, and it turns green a second later, and the door slides open. Inside, there is a figure wearing one of those same sets of like guard armor, but the forearm and down of the armor has been ripped off. And the helmet that they're wearing, it still covers their eyes and their head, but the area covering the lower face has been ripped off. And they have this just like jagged grin. They like turn to look at you. They're sort of hunched over. And then the tips of their forearms like pop off and extend into these giant praying mantis looking claws that look razor sharp. And they immediately start screaming and running towards you.
Say I was gonna duck out of the way.
Okay, you duck back out of the way. 13 slams a panel and the door closes in front of you. And you hear the shriek of these claws rending off of the metal of the door for a couple seconds. And then it goes silent. And
13, what is this package that we're looking for? I doubt it's a praying mantis, man.
no, that looked like cyberpsychosis. Nasty business.
Care to elaborate?
So you in the world would know what this is.
Sure.
Cyberpsychosis is the condition that people get when they basically get too many augments. It's basically a neurological version of the ship of Theseus, where at some point you've replaced so much of yourself that you're not really yourself anymore.
Got it.
It's basically like people become so augmented that they stop seeing
They
other
lose their
humans as like
humanity.
valuable life and not just like a collection of parts. You also know that normally MaxTac, the SWAT team of the NCPD, takes care of people who have cyberpsychosis. And by takes care of, I mean shoot them in the head.
Well, since we might have a couple of these, I hate to call them baddies, I don't know their situation, but they do work for a corporation, so their fault.
13 looks a little miffed when you say that.
What? I calls them as I see them. Either way,
You're right. We need a plan.
we need a plan. My first thought is, again, like most of these things, is you be ready with your gun. And I mean, I'm bait in a sense, but
I mean, it seems like just closing the door worked pretty well.
that's true too. But in case there's someone in there that we can't stop once we open the door.
He nods.
But again, wait, what are we looking for?
We're looking for one of our operatives who was captured.
Okay.
He's being held here, so he might not be in the best shape, but he should be alive.
I'm gonna human perception that one.
Yeah.
So that's a 19.
You get the sense that he's telling the truth, but not the whole truth.
What else is there? He's not in the best shape, but why? What happened?
What happened? Project Kuomori went bad. He's been in here for over a week at this point.
What was Project Kuomori? Does she know this?
You don't know.
I don't know this, but okay, so like that's not a well-known project or something.
Certainly not.
I'm assuming she would have been told more about what was. I don't know. I actually don't know if she would have been told more. It sounds like something they probably want to keep secret, but she wouldn't have signed on to this without having some reason for going for Miles. Unless Miles is that operative. What's this operative's name? Do you know?
I believe he went by 21 when he went with us.
Cool. Yep. How many numbered people do we have?
Well, it's not really a we, but TEDIC employs a wide number, but I don't know. I'm not particular to the specifics.
Okay. Yeah, there's not really much of a plan then still out of trying these doors. We don't really have much time to really think of a plan. I mean, 12 can intimidate for a long time, but they're probably going to think of some way around this. So let's try these doors.
You try the next door. It slides open, and go ahead and give me a concentration check.
13.
Inside, you see the crumpled form of Miles. He is looking battered. He's wearing like a surgical gown, but he is shallowly breathing. And you, with only a 13 on your concentration check, are so overwhelmed that you feel the need to like rush in and see him. You run into the room, collect yourself, and see that it really is Miles. Give me a luck check as you give the boy a hug.
Boy,
Mhm.
wait.
You need a 14.
Damn, I got a 13.
That's it.
That's it.
Strike
Pass
3.
us out.
And embracing your boyfriend for the first time in our world far too long. In this world, it has been
It's been a half
9
an
days.
hour.
It's been 9
sure.
days.
Sure.
You close your eyes and black out.